JD here, talking about the right mix of weights, cardio, and sleep. All right, so let's get into it. So today we're going to talk to you about the foundational role of weight training, mixing in cardio, and optimizing your testosterone levels to get to peak health. So we will also discuss the importance of sleep and how sleep can play a role in your recovery and regeneration. Okay, so let's get started. So optimizing your testosterone levels without mixing in weightlifting misses the point of optimal health entirely, right? So TRT, due to its anabolic effects, enhances protein synthesis, right? So what does this mean? This ultimately leads to an increase in lean muscle tissue and a reduction of body fat with adequate resistance training, right? So when you think about it, muscle is a single greatest means of prevention against the diseases of aging and so forth, right? And so having a more muscular body increases something called the basal metabolic rate, which enables you to build lean muscle mass. It improves your insulin sensitivity and increases your resistance to injury, right? So testosterone, by and large, by itself, is not necessarily, the silver bullet or magic bullet per se. It's not necessarily an exercise in a bottle either, right? Testosterone merely amplifies or 10x's healthy habits, right? So drinking a gallon of water every day, going to bed at the same time, lifting 3 to 4 times a week, doing enough cardio, right? It magnifies, it 10x's kind of your habits, right? And so forth, okay? So let's talk about how weight training builds muscle and helps enhance your overall strength levels next, okay? So you really should learn how to kind of focus on the larger muscle groups with push-pull strength movements, right? So what we mean by that are squats, overheads, right? Presses, chest press, deadlifts, and so forth, right? Because those are excellent weightlifting exercises for guys using TRT, right? So you want to do 3 to 5 times a week, 30 to 60 minutes per session. And, you really want to follow a systematic approach and that's consistent to, design for allowing the optimal muscle gain. And you want to kind of minimize the time spent in the gym to make it more efficient, right? To make sure that you adhere to this, right? So let's go on to the essentials, right? So really what it is about kind of contracting the muscle fiber. You want to maximally do this. And you do this by working on your mind-muscle connection. So what does this mean? It means that you have to work on the communication between your mind and your muscle fibers. You need to kind of contract your muscles more effectively and build muscle faster. How does this happen? So, you go slow on the up, you squeeze the muscle, you hold it, and you focus not on the weight per se, but on the range of motion and the depth and the squeeze at the top in both motions, right? So this happens basically in terms of building more muscle faster, right? When you have a stronger mind-body connection, as testosterone has been proven to enhance the neurological and adaptive response of muscle fibers to weightlifting, hence the anabolic effects, right? So this means you can be better, it's better to contract the right fibers and contract even harder, right? So a helpful way to think about the mind-muscle connection is to apply visualization to your lifting. So how does this work? So first, you kind of visualize and picture yourself, doing the movement in your head while trying to see in your mind's eye, see and feel the exercise before you perform it. You kind of want to eliminate all external distractions, right? Kind of focusing the majority of your energy on finishing your exercise. Arnold says you kind of want to feel in the muscle, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger. And lastly, you want to consciously control the weight. So remember, weights, benching 2 plates, it's not the biggest key here. The biggest key is range of motion and kind of getting good reps in and picture perfect form, right? So what do we mean by picture perfect form? So basically, depending on your lifting experience, it will take some time to learn how to execute perfect form. And, we've noticed that even, the Division I college athletes and sometimes the pros even have difficulty with the wrong form, right? So, this is for everyone. It can take months, years, maybe of consistent and focused training to perfect your form, right? So an easy way to kind of think about it is VCC, so visualizing, concentrate, and control, right? So make it a point to focus when performing your lifts. You can execute the fundamental exercises with, ideal form, and you can use basically intensity techniques like the rest pause training, supersets, and varying rest intervals, between each set to basically effectively master these techniques and build muscle mass as efficiently as possible, you really want to basically control the speed at which each rep is done and kind of adhere to a consistent lifting technique, right? So a few training protocols we're going to go over, in terms of building, we're going to go over a few of them for two specific things: building muscle and losing fat.